Get in there, Villa fans. What a victory for Aston Villa. If you're as buzzing as me, then the big favour that you all need to do is smash the like button. So let's go for 800 likes on this one. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and more importantly, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below on Villa 2, Manchester City 1. And I'm absolutely buzzing because we really needed this performance and this victory just to go out there and just play really well. That's what I wanted. That's what I spoke that we'd have to do before the game. We'd have to be the best version of ourselves. And I'm just buzzing that we was able to just get the victory. And you know what? At Villa Park today, sometimes you can go to those games where you're up against a really good team and it can feel a bit edgy and a bit nervy, but I really enjoyed watching us today. I absolutely loved it because I felt quite calm. I felt calm enough that I didn't think we were going to lose. And the first flurry in the game sort of made me feel like we can get at this team and we can hurt them. And that gave me some positives. But I just felt like watching it that defensively we were doing well. We were a big threat. And I really enjoyed it. I don't know whether anyone at home can sort of like feel the same way. But I thought it was brilliant. And like when we were getting on it and popping it and driving it, the crowd was so energetic today and so just willing us to do well and pushing the players. And those games as well where you celebrate a throw-in, you celebrate a tackle, you start like get jumping up and down when someone's just gone in on someone. And it was that type of game. And we found it out quite early that it was going to be that type of game because somebody played in this game, and Jack Grealish played in the game. And he's not, I can't remember, he's not really played at Villa Park and started. I think the first, when we had Gerrard, I think he might have been on the bench. I can't really remember, but I don't really ever remember him like starting. Like, last year he didn't. And that already adds that little bit of something in the crowd. It adds that little bit of like needle, that little bit of niggle. And I feel like during that performance, like, give him stick because he's an opposition player. Like, you can love him, you can like him after the game, that's fine. But during it, like, he's like the enemy. So when Matty Cash was steaming through him, I was like absolutely loving it. I was like so backing Cash, and the battle, well, it was a good battle, and I think Cash came out on top. Like, Cash went through him a few times early on, touch tight, really aggressive, and he never got past Cash once. He never got past Cash once. And, for that being their massive threat in the first half, especially, it was always going down onto their left-hand side. We really defended it really well. So, yeah, and I just think that adds something to the game. And to be fair, it's probably adds something that Man City don't really need. Like, at this moment in time, they don't really need the crowd on top of them on that one player. So I think for us, it worked an absolute treat. I think to start the game, and I've spoke about this, about Unai making subtle tactical changes. Couple of games ago, like about 4 or 5 games ago, it felt like we were very predictable. And I said it, like we're too predictable. Same team every week, going out, same message. Now we're starting to have that flexibility of, are Villa going to be sort of a 5 at the back with 3 centre halves, or are we going to be the Villa that we were today? So you've got those tactical flexibility to play, but you can also change it mid-game if you need to. And we went with Cash as the right back, two centre halves in Konsa and Pau, and we went with Luka Dean. And I thought Haaland, Konsa's probably got back to the changing rooms and he's gone, Right, it's empty my pocket, got my keys, got my phone. Haaland, you're not still in here, are you? Haaland's still in his pocket. So he's emptied him when he got back to the changing rooms because Haaland didn't really have a sniff. Konsa played him so well, so aggressive, touch tight. How also stepping up and engaging and being strong. And that was what was needed as well. So we mixed it up, but we went with Onana and Kamara. I'm going to say, guys, I think we should start paying attention because I think Unai is watching this. Unai, I know you're watching this. I know you are watching because you watched that predicted lineup and you went, oh, Kamara and Onana in the middle. That's quite powerful. We could go for that. And he went for it. And it was exactly what I need. It's exactly what I needed to see. I have been Unai'd. I know what Unai wants and needs to do. And I can picture our players now up against certain teams. And Onana Kamara, perfect for this game. Because we were able to retrieve the ball. We were able to look after it. We were able to be defensively sound. We were able to be very, very strong. And we're also able to go, Yuri, press up a bit more sort of license to express yourself. Rodgers, go and play. McGinn, I need you, but I want you to get out wide and come inside a little bit and be strong. And Duran just run, be strong. And that balance was so good against Man City because we know the Man City midfield, it's weak. So if you can dominate that area, you'll get a lot of joy. You'll be able to sit in your shape quite nicely. I attack quite centrally at times. And we've got two very good players that can read the game. We've got one that's exceptional at it, that can sense danger in Kamara. Perfect midfield. So credit to Unai because he's changing it tactically. He's flexing us up a little bit. And we're looking really good. So the game starts off and we have that mad Villa blitz that we can sometimes do against teams. It's a great save from Duran. You back Duran every time. I said it in the fan cam though, that great strikers, they can miss chances. But when they get another one, it goes in the back of the net. And that is John Duran. He misses his next one. It's in the back of the net. So Duran was fantastic. So we had that bit of a mad flurry. We had one off the line. I think it was close to going in as well. And then Man City started to get in a bit of a rhythm with their momentum and just the way that they were playing. But we honestly, Villa fans, sometimes teams can defend and be on the ropes. But when we play like we did today, and we know we've got to defend at times, we know we've got to defend well, and we're disciplined and we're organised and we're fighting and pressuring and pressing, we can defend. We get caught sometimes in games on transition, etc. And we do have a bit of a mare. But when we do that type of defending, like we did against Bayern, like we did against Juventus, like we did today at times, we are very, very good defensively. And when managers go, Villa are good defense, this is what they're looking at. This is what they're seeing. So, our out of possession shape was brilliant because sometimes as well, what's important to note as well is when we don't have the ball, we manipulate where the opposition pass the ball to. So when we're on the left and we're moving it and we've pushed them to sort of like the left-hand side and then they have to go back and then they go to the right. We're forcing them around the pitch. We're making them go into those areas that they don't necessarily want to go to. And we was able to sort of turn the ball from sort of like back to front really well. The amount of times that I was applauding today that, they were on the left, they've gone to the right, they've come forward, then we forced them back to the goalkeeper. I'm like this because I think it's fantastic what we do because we're forcing them backwards. Our shape is pressing that team to go back to goal. And it's it's like a work of art when you're watching it and it's moving round and all the little pieces are coming together. So I think our out of possession today was first class, absolutely first class. So that there were pretty good Man City, knocking it about a bit, but like we were pretty comfortable. We were pretty comfortable. I mean, if we have a little look now, then so we'll have a look at first half, and there is a slight difference between first half and second half. So first half for Man City looks like this. So Villa with 33% possession. They had 67% possession. They had one big chance. I'm not really sure. Was it a Martinez save? I can't really remember, guys, but I can't remember what that big chance is. They had a total of 6 shots. We had 6 shots. They had, what did they have? They had 3 on target, and we hit the woodwork once. I think that part is for the whole game. And then second half, look at the difference here then. So first half, we had 33%. Second half, we had 56% possession. So second half, we made a tactical switch. We were pressing differently. We were more front-footed on that front foot. They had one big chance. We had one big chance. We had 5 shots. They had 6. And we made 279 passes to their 211. So second half, you can see that Villa were pretty much more in the ascendancy at times. You can see in the second half, especially on the momentum bar, that big spell where we scored, that was the best we've played all season. The best we've played, because like I was saying, it was the out of possession stuff, but to win the ball back, but to keep the ball and to keep that intensity, it was so intense to watch. And I absolutely loved it. And I thought we were terrific in that second half. We were the only team that looked like scoring, and we were just fantastic. And, Rodgers, oh my God, what a player. What a player. I'm going to save the Rodgers stuff because we're going to do a debrief tomorrow. So the Rodgers stuff can be saved. But just everybody was just like Matty. He gets so much stick, and sometimes rightly so. But do you know what I saw? Right? And this is what I want to see. If you make a mistake, learn from it and grow as a player. Now, I think we were 2-0 up, and it was around the 80-something minute mark, and the ball comes to Matty Cash in a similar scenario to what happened against Forest. We're playing out from the back. It comes to him in a tight area, and what does he do? He absolutely smacks it one. He smacks it to no one. It goes right upfield, and I was like, he's learned. He knew. He remembered from Forest not to mess about in an area late on in a game. And I know he was fouled against Forest, but he's just smashed it one. And I thought that was class as well. I thought that was class. But our first goal that we scored was just prime Villa. It was prime Villa. Vertical passes straight through a team. My voice is going. It was one of them games. Straight through him. Great goal. It's like a little FIFA goal, weren't it? Little pass to Duran goal. And then the second one when Rodgers is driving and the finish, and he hits the post before that as well. Unplayable. Tielemans. And what I noticed as well at times was that we was able to go into a bit of a 4-3-3 shape as well. Because we've got Kamara, Onana and Tielemans, sometimes Tielemans would drop into midfield as well. And he was absolutely outstanding as well. So good. If we have a look at Villa's average positions then, so you can see that we were hybrid in our style, which is what we want. Back 3, left back going forward. Cash doing a lot of defensive work against Grealish. Konsa and Pau. Pau very strong in the air today. Very strong, really good and powerful and getting stuck into Haaland. Luka Dean with that width as well. Midfield 2 covering ground. Note that Kamara doing a lot of stuff in an advanced more position in the opposition half. We've got Onana the same. And look at Tielemans dropping into that midfield three, but also in those attacking areas, pressing and getting on the ball as well. And narrow John McGinn. So going in, you can kind of see the barring takeaway Digne, you've got a midfield three of Kamara, Tielemans, and Onana. And then you've got that narrow front three of McGinn, Rodgers, and Duran. Something I really picked up on. Again, another little subtle tweak in there. We can see how narrow Manchester City were. So again, Unai knew that they were going to be super, super narrow, which meant that we can have those two midfielders that are really dominant in there that are going to be breaking up, and there was a lot of times in there as well today where we were so close to nicking it and being away. And that was good work from Villa, that those little fine ones, those ones where just if we'd have got our foot on it, we would have been able to get the ball and go and attack. So that was good. But they were so narrow. And I mean, look at Grealish's heat map, trying to attack past Matty Cash. But again, Grealish is just being emptied in the car park. He found him in his toilet bag. So, yeah, he got emptied out of Cash's pocket in the car park. But, yeah, so narrow. They've got Rico Lewis going into central midfield from left back. That's difficult to pick him up, but I thought we were able to pick him up really well. We've got Kovacic in the middle. Haaland, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how many touches Haaland actually had in this game, because I don't think it would be that many. I can't. Here we go. Let's have a look then. So try and find Haaland from this game. So Haaland had, it's off the screen. Well, I'm going to try and get Haaland's touches, because I think that's going to be interesting to see how much of the ball Haaland had in this game, because I don't think Haaland's touched the ball that much in this game. I really don't. So let's try and have another look then. Right, so let's try and find touches for Haaland. But yeah, I thought we handled Grealish really, really well. Again, we were able to really handle Haaland well. I kind of felt like Mings might have come back into this game, but it wasn't to be. He didn't need to play here. Haaland, 18 touches. He's touched the ball 18 times, and that is from Villa being aggressive with him as well. He only made 8 of 12 accurate passes with 67%. So he had a bit of a stinker for them, but I think that was more down to Villa as well. Rodgers, 86% passing accuracy. Martinez, 84. Pau, 91. McGinn, 86. Kamara, 90. Watkins, 100. Onana, 90. Konsa, 91. Cash, 84. Digne, 81. And this is Villa playing up against a team that still press pretty well, that it can be quite compact at times. And those passing numbers are fantastic from Villa. Duels, we've got Kamara, won 7 of 11. McGinn, 4 of 9. Tielemans, 4 of 6. Onana, 4 of 8. Cash, 2 of 7. I thought that's got to be higher than that, surely. What have we got for Rodgers? 6 of 10. So really good stuff from Villa, winning those duels, winning that battle, being aggressive. We've got some of the duels here. So Villa won 56% of our ground duels, 50% of our aerials, and 57 of our dribbles were successful. And the other thing to note as well is Man City, they've got some big players in there like Kanji, Haaland, and players like that. And from set pieces, we were pretty dominant. I think for their goal, it was a bit annoying, and I got to watch it back. But it looks like one of those like ricochet pinball that were going through it a bit, and it falls to, is it Foden that scores for them? It sort of just falls to Foden, and he scores. But Martinez was really good, strong, just I love it. Absolutely love it. Villa fans, I'm buzzing because it's a huge victory for us because we've been a bit indifferent this season, haven't we? Sort of we've not been at our best at times, but this performance was really needed today because I just feel like it allows us to regain that belief. And some people might go, "Oh, it's only Man City, etc., and this and that," but it's they've still got very good players. They're not going to be rubbish forever. They're going to turn it around eventually. They'll play a team soon, and they'll just wipe the floor with them like 4-0, and they'll go on a bit of a run probably. So I think for us to play our way, and I've really been listening to Pep a little bit, and I think this is quite interesting for us in our situation. And he's been talking about sort of sometimes they're playing well and things come together, but a lot of the time it's not. And he's talking about the control quite a lot. And he keeps speaking about how much control they've had all the years they've been successful. And he's talking about like the attacking control, the out of possession control, the pressing, how everything comes together. And when it all comes together and you get these complete performances, that you just play well. And I think Villa are very similar, that we've got our way, we've got our style, and today was the complete control Villa performance. We were fantastic in every single area. It all came together and we won. But sometimes little things just aren't quite there, and we don't have that control, like against Forest, and we end up losing. But we're trying to be what we were today. There was a time in the game where Cash had it, and he wasn't in an attacking area, and he just went back to Martinez, and that's just so important that we just go back and restart, and we composed, and we're not getting flustered. Like, our playing out from the back today was one of the best I've ever seen it. Because we were doing that little ball where Martinez hits it across the 6-yarder to a running on Haaland, and you're thinking, oh my god! But it's just so at ease, so comfortable, and it was a joy to watch, like an absolute joy to watch. And I'm more buzzing that like we've won before Christmas, and we can all chill now and enjoy Christmas and go again on Boxing Day. But yeah, massive victory, absolutely buzzing. The goals were brilliant. The the tactical awareness of Emery was right up there for me. Pep hadn't got a clue what to do in the second half. He could only bring on Savinho and Doku and try and get some pace out wide. We were so comfortable. It was an absolute joke, and the crowd was really good. I loved it in the whole tent today. Like, I just loved it. The songs were good. It was going off, and yeah, absolutely buzzing. So I'll be back tomorrow for a debrief. We'll go more in depth, and we will talk about the superstar Morgan Rogers in more detail. So before you go, I want the likes up. I want 800 likes. I want you all to subscribe. Get on the journey with us. Up the Villa.